The most important mover in how to implement a better structure for healthcare, better experience for healthcare, is the group sponsors of employer or group sponsored plans. And that's because the laws, tax law, and the Affordable Care Act piggyback onto groups for implementation for these things and mandate that they do it if they're over 50 employees. If they're under 50 full time employees, you should still offer group sponsored healthcare. You probably don't, because if you looked at it one time and a broker presented a plan to you and you said, I just don't see why I would do this. It's expensive. It's not providing that much benefit to my employees. That's probably accurate when you're looking at buying insurance as how to provide a group sponsored plan. However, you can provide a group sponsored plan and never provide any insurance, but your employees are spending money on healthcare and they're doing it outside of a group sponsored plan, and you are missing capturing the most tax advantage dollars that our tax code offers right now. There's really no reason for that, especially when you can implement a plan for free using the documents that we provide, and for next to free using our administration, which is turnkey. If you have more than 50 employees, it's a little more complicated because you're already providing a group healthcare plan or you're getting penalized to death. And you dread going to renewals every year, most likely, because the rates go up and it's really expensive. And the end result is still kind of ugly. What we find is that normally you've misunderstood the complexities of what it means to provide minimum value and affordable care, and that there is a lot more flexibility available in your plan, starting with moving to self-funding, which a lot of groups are now self-funding, but many are still level funding or fully insured. Moving to self-funding means you're in more control of what your experience is, more control of your population. But most groups who move to self-funding still use an insurance provider who provides a plan document that mimics the statement of benefits from a fully funded plan. So your experience is actually pretty dang close to the same thing. And the reason why is the incentives down to the individual consumers of your plan, your employees or your group members, are the same. They get the same layout for benefits, and therefore their behaviors are the same. And therefore your experience is pretty close to the same. By creating a plan that gives more flexibility to them, if they want to buy coverage that pays for anything and everything that could ever happen with as little deductible as possible and participate in the worst risk pool in the country, they can do that. And for some people, that might be a smart choice. But if they don't, and they don't consume a lot of care or they consume it scrupulously, you can offer the dollars that you're willing to offer to them in the most flexible manner possible so that they get the benefit of not using them from year to year. And you get the benefit because your plan has less usage and you have more savings that roll over and better providers and better insurance rates from year to year. So there's not a lot of reason not to slant the whole thing as much in the direction of pushing the accountability down the line as possible. It feels a little bit counterintuitive because the general premise behind offering benefits is we'll just take care of this for our employees. But doing that is creating the moral hazard that we're talking about here and is making an awful experience for you and for them and for the providers, increasing year after year.